In my opinion, the pinnacle of our original music as a band, for me, was Blessings. I just felt like that was a really focused effort from both Eric and myself. That's why I feel like with Blessings, it was just so focused. Like that was my whole mission, was to make an incredible album with the guys, and I was just welcoming the birth of my first son, my oldest, Rio, and my whole life really changed dramatically when that happened. When we were recording the album, my wife was pregnant with Rio, and I was just kind of starting to get my shit together, just kind of figuring out that, shouldn't be like blacking out when you're drinking and, can't be partying all night and expecting to write great songs in the studio. Just kind of like learning all of these things. Things that people always tell you your whole life, but there's things that you have to live and really experience for them to really sink in. And all that was going on during the creation of Blessings. And I just remember when we finished the album and I was listening back to the masters, we were driving to Malibu to go to the beach, and I just like tears were coming down my face of just, I felt very, as I do now, but very accomplished in what I wanted to do with that record. And that was my favorite record. And so after doing that, it was a really daunting kind of thought process to like try and make an album that I felt had as much magnitude and as much depth as Blessings. And with Yours Truly, everything was moving so fast and I was so green. And like I said previously, a lot of the songs were songs that were already previously written that the guys just wanted to tack on the album with them playing rhythm to. Which was cool, but to me, like that album was like really awesome, and I love that album. But it definitely sounds different than a traditional Sublime album, so to speak. And I think with Sirens, we were trying to, myself specifically, was really trying to like go a little closer to that. Now that it was just, we had the time to really make the record. It was 5 years since we made Yours Truly and Sirens. So we had time to make the songs and really kind of carve that out. But even then, I was, at that time, I was like really doing a lot of heavy like producing for like major like pop artists and things like that. And, I was just like really scattered like creatively in so many different avenues and having so much fun doing that. But I could hear a little bit of that sort of scatteredness reflected into the album Sirens. We tried multiple times to kind of get in the studio and like make some stuff pop, and it wasn't working. It wasn't real. And then the pandemic happened, and then we just like had time to ourselves. And during that time was when I started to kind of just have fun making music again. Like I wasn't producing for other artists, no studio sessions were going down. It was like COVID. So it just allowed me to just make music for fun in my studio, turn on the live cam, stream to my fans on Twitch. And it just started to create this whole energy of like making music for fun, any kind of music, just because you wanted to make it. And that energy kind of started to brew, and that's when I started to write like songs for my solo record. And then boom, the world resumed again, it opened up, and we went on tour with the Dirty Heads. And that was like just a celebration, because you're talking about going from COVID lockdown to then going out on a summer tour, full-fledged amphitheater run with like my brothers. I love those guys. So it was just a party. And on that 6-7 week run was where we just started to write a bunch of music again. And it was very organic. I mean, we were like setting up studio in every single dressing room, every single one of my hotel rooms. We're bringing in musicians and just dropping in and guys are sitting in playing guitar, saxophone, strings. You got a banjo, drop it. I mean, and that is what the communal sound of this record is, and this new record. And that's why I wanted to call it a self-titled record, because I feel like, especially it being the last record from us as a band, I feel like it's that's the energy that we always wanted to kind of encapsulate in an album, and we finally did it on the very last one. And you know, you can really feel that kind of energy, and I think you can also kind of feel the tension of where this project was going, and you can kind of, in the lyrics, I feel like you can kind of hear me start to kind of introduce the idea of, you know, maybe the sunset of this band. And that wasn't deliberate, but it was just the feeling, it was the emotion, the music was real. So that's something that I'm really proud to kind of end the legacy on for what we had going on. And it seems like a great thing to kind of leave the fans and even myself. So I'm really happy for that.